Hey guys, about to get started talking a little bit about how to get started on Facebook and just some Facebook basics. Make sure that you are, hey Brianna, make sure that you are sharing with your friends so they can get on. And hey Faith, and since I'm just getting started on Periscope, give me a little bit of love, give me some hearts. Yay! I love hearts. All right, let's get this thing turned around. Hello. Okay, so I wanted to follow up with one of my amazing team members who just did a training on Instagram. So I wanted to go over some of the basics. I was requested by Susan to do some of the basics of getting started on Facebook and how to do that. Let me just preface this by saying that I am not an expert on Facebook. I am by no means a top leader. Thank you, Faith. I actually took a shower and washed my hair and did it today. I'm not one of the top leaders that built really quickly with Facebook, but what I did is I have built to Double Diamond pretty much on social media. I have not mastered the art of Instagram, and so that's where Stacy comes in. But I do love using Facebook as a tool. I kind of consider it kind of like our Blitz cards, where when you give somebody a coupon, it's kind of just like making that contact with them. So that's pretty much how I start with Facebook, is just making that initial contact with them. So we're going to start first by talking about friends and adding friends, because it doesn't matter how good your posts are. If you're not reaching a lot of people and you're reaching the same people over and over and over again, you're really going to have limited exposure. So one of the first things that you need to do when you are working your business on Facebook is to add friends and to build your friends list. So there are a couple rules that you want to go by with Facebook. One is you want to start by making a list of people that you know in your life. So here's the really cool thing about Facebook. We all have used Facebook as a way to keep in touch with people. I have had a kind of crazy life in the fact that I've lived in a lot of different places. I was born in New York. I moved to North Carolina, then moved to Maine, then moved back to North Carolina, then I moved to Georgia, then I moved to Tennessee. I've had several jobs, and so what you need to do to start off with is make a list of people that you know. All right, acquaintances. Most of the people that are on my team or people who are customers of mine were not within that tight circle of people that I ran with when I first got started. It was actually people that I was acquaintances with. So take out a sheet of paper and write down everything that you have done as far as like jobs that you've had, places you've lived. For example, if you went to a certain high school and you want to add more people, there's a way to do that on Facebook. But what you can also do is just maybe you have a few friends who you went to high school with. Go and add them, like go and look at their friends and see their mutual friends and see if there's anyone who you remember or knew you. So that is one really big thing. Now, if you can't remember, bust out those old yearbooks if you still have them. Do not be afraid to add people from your high school years, your college years, your middle school years, your grade school years. So yearbooks are great. Your friends. So I have friends from places that I worked at, but I don't have all the other people that I knew that I worked there. So what I would do is I will go. So for example, I'm going to flip this around and see if you guys can see it. Okay. So I'm going to go to friends and say I go to trying to think of somebody. Okay, so I went to school. Uh-oh, I lost it. Okay, so I went to school with a friend. Okay, and then from there I can go to their friends. And if I'm not friends with them already, let's see, that's showing all the mutual friends that we have. Okay, these are all friends that I went to high school with. Okay, but look, I can scroll through these names and I can say, oh yeah, I went to school with that person. I'm going to add them as a friend. Do you guys see how that works? Hey girl, hi. Lily, go to bed. Sorry guys, I have a little creeper upstairs. Okay, so do you guys see how that works? So you can find your friends if you're having a hard time. I'm going to turn this back around. If you're having a hard time thinking of people's names, go either to your yearbook or go to people who you are friends, like that you went to high school with or college with, and go through and look at their friends. You can also join groups of things that you're interested in. Go ahead. Why is my daughter still up? I don't know. I put her to bed an hour and a half ago. So one of the things that you can do is join groups. So say you're super into Zumba. Join a Zumba group if you want to join a mommy group or a nursing group or whatever. Now, there is a way to do that. You don't just start adding all of them individually. As you have conversations and build conversations in those groups, then you go in and add them to your personal type to be friends with you. Okay? So there is a tip that as you are friend requesting people, so now that you have made a list and you're friend requesting people on a daily basis, and yes, that is important, you want to be increasing your influence every single day. So adding, 5 to 10 people. Now be careful with that because you don't want to add too many people that you don't have mutual friends with. And you don't want to add too many people that you have limited mutual friends with, because Facebook will spot you, they will flag you, and they will put you in Facebook jail. And yes, there is such a thing as Facebook jail. Any of us who have really used social media as a venue to do this have been put in Facebook jail at some point. So also, don't add too many people in one day. So stay away from adding too many people that you have limited friends with, no mutual friends with, or too many. I would stick around to 10 to 20 a day, okay? So once those people have accepted you as a friend, you are going to go in and you're going to do a few things. First of all, if you see it will give you a notification, say, Mary Jo accepted your friend request. One of the first things that you're going to want to do is try to, hey Renee, you're going to try to go and make it works post. And we're going to talk about what kind of post to make later. Because when you become friends on Facebook, your post mutually are going to show up at the same, like on the top of their feed. So, and we'll talk about what kind of post to do in just a minute. So you want to do that. And if they are an old acquaintance, private message them and start a conversation with them. Hey, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I finally found you on here. How are you doing? What are you up to? And when they get around to saying, what are you doing now? Bring up the fact that you are a network marketing professional, that you are, you're a stay-at-home mom, or you are, doing however you want to word it. You definitely want to bring that into play. And don't throw up on them. Don't give them too much information. Just dangle the carrot to where they might ask more questions, and that can start the conversation that way. Okay, so when they accept your friendship, you want to private message them if they are a long lost friend. But another thing you want to do is add them to a list, okay? If you want to do that, thank you, Susan. Hey, Heather. If you want to figure out how to do that, there's a whole nother Periscope, I'm sure, and a YouTube video on how to create lists. I'm old school and I like to write everything down. So if I'm focusing on 10 to 20 people a month and those 10 people, also if you go to, hold on, I'm going to turn it around. Okay, if you go up to, I'm going to go back to me. Sorry, y'all, I'm having to do this weird. If you go to friends and you go to recently added, it will show you all the people that you recently added, okay? So that's another way to do it, but I like to know who I'm adding and make sure that I'm building a really good relationship with them. Now, speaking of relationships, that's what this is all about, okay? There's lots of different ways to look at Facebook, but the reality is that Facebook is about having relationships with people through social media. It may be a new friendship. It may be an old friendship that you're rekindling. I mean, my best friend from when I lived in Maine, her and I, we wrote pen pal letters to each other for 2 years. And then, I mean, I always thought about her, wondered about her, wondering how she was doing, and looked her up on Facebook. We became friends. She started following my post, and now she's a loyal customer of mine. And on the flip side of that, I have another friend from Maine who is now a team member of mine. So it is about relationships. It's about forming those relationships through social media. So there's a couple ways that you do that, okay? And let me go back to the very beginning. Like I said, social media is nothing unless you are talking to a wide audience and you're building influence, okay? You want people to see your posts and you want to have an influence on them, okay? So we're going to talk more specifically about how to do that. But a couple ways that you do that is you comment and you like, okay? Another thing that I've noticed, and I've not heard anybody talk about this, but I've just noticed it, when I have had a private message conversation with somebody, all of a sudden I start noticing them liking and commenting on my post more. So there's got to be some sort of Facebook algorithm that if you have a conversation with somebody, that they start seeing your post more. And I don't know if you guys know this, but not all of your friends are going to see your post. So that is important that they have access, that you are having influence, social media influence, and one of the ways that you do that is by commenting and liking. And plus, it just makes people feel good, right? If you have a post and you have, like today, I posted a picture of my watch that I just got, and there's a lot of likes and comments on it. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm having an interaction with somebody, right? So you want to like and comment on people's posts. Also, if you are PMing someone who may not be someone you know, maybe reach out to them. Hold on, is liking as good as commenting? Commenting is better, okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't check my likes as much as my comments, and I always check my comments. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so one thing that you can do for those people who are friends that you may not know, when they become friends with you, just send them a PM and say, hey, thanks for adding me as a friend. I really look forward to getting to know you better or whatever. Just don't be creepy, all right? That's kind of, keep it short, keep it simple. Also look for people who have something in common with you. You don't want to build relationships with people you have nothing in common with, because you're going to hate your Facebook feed. You want to enjoy checking your social media. So be curious but not stalky. Find things that you have in common. Another thing that you can do is PM somebody, especially these are people that you don't necessarily know. You can just PM them and say, I hope you're having a great week, or have a great weekend, or happy Monday, or, stay afloat in all this rain, whatever it may be. just start a mild conversation with them by just saying, hi, how are you doing? So that works really great. So it's about building relationships, okay? Another thing I want to talk about are your posts, okay? There's a reason why some network marketers get a really bad name, and I'm not gonna go into detail, but one, you don't want to be those people. You don't want to be that person that gets blocked because you don't know how to use social media the right way. So the number one thing with social media is is to diversify your post, okay? Do not only post about it works. It's just not interesting. It looks like an advertisement, and you're eventually going to run all your friends off, and people are not going to add you as friends. If you're adding people as friends and all they see is it works thrown up all over their page, you're not going to add them, or they're not going to add you. Think about it. If somebody friend requests you and all you see is whatever company that they're working for all over their page, you're not going to add them because you feel like they're just going to try to get a sale out of you. I'm going to show you guys what my page looks like. Okay. This is another point. So you can see my cover photo. Make sure that your cover photo of your profile picture, sorry. I don't know why that got so blurry. Your profile picture is just of you. Make sure it's not of your dogs or just your kids. Make sure it's you. And then your cover photo, make it something interesting. Make it about you. So for me, I like to emphasize my family on my cover pictures. What I do not recommend you doing is having It Works. Okay. Now you can be in an It Works shirt, but don't have your cover photo or your profile picture one of the It Works logos or images, okay? Because as you're friend requesting people are going to see that and think that they just are being sold to. Okay, so in your post, be diverse. Who are you? What makes you you? So for me, my posts are going to be about my family. And I'm just going to let you guys see. Okay, so this is a post I just made today. This is more of a lifestyle post, okay? So the shirt I'm wearing, it says, dreams don't have limitations, why should you? And then this one hangs in my bathroom, and I talked about, dreaming big and remember how as a child. Okay, so it's not, hey, for $99, join my team. It was, hey, dream big and, let me help you dream again. So Susan and I were talking about food, so I pinned something. There's my watch. Okay, there's a picture of my daughter. Picture of me in a cup of Starbucks. A motivational post. Spiritual too. Okay, connecting with my gluten-free friends. Okay, just a funny post. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's so funny. Okay, so my point is, make your post about you. What makes you you? Okay, so whether it be family, friends, hobbies, food, places that you go, whether it be motivational or spiritual, whether it be funny memes, whatever it is, be diverse. Okay, now, you obviously want to use your social media to build business. Okay, so how do you incorporate It Works post and be diverse? Lily, go get in bed. Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know why my daughter's still awake. So your It Works post, make sure that you're incorporating it into your life. So this one right here. Okay, so I posted a picture of my skincare and how much I love it. Heidi, I see you. You're fighting with your dog. I'm fighting with my kids. That's just how it goes. You actually can't see it. I'm going to pull it up. I posted a picture of me without any makeup on, which if you guys know me, that is not something that I do. I don't even, my husband hardly sees me without makeup on because I like to be pretty. I like to have makeup on. Who can blame me, right? So I talked about the skincare and I talked about how, being pregnant, usually your skin is a nightmare, right? Because you have all these hormones. And for me, my skin, guys, look, this is no filter. I know I've got makeup on, but my skin is so clear for me to be pregnant. So I wanted to talk about that, but you want to incorporate It Works into your life. So if you are, okay, so this is my daughter's greens from today, take a picture of this and talk about how, you're so glad that your daughter, if you don't want to take a picture of your kid, because I understand that, take a picture of their sippy cup and talk about how they're getting their 8 servings of fruits and vegetables. Maybe you've got a wrap on. You don't have to post a picture of an It Works professional wrap. You can just have a picture where okay, I'm obviously not wrapping, but you can have a picture where you just like peekaboo wrap underneath and post a picture of you showing your wrap, okay? So just incorporate it. The most important thing is that you're just interesting, okay? Okay, come get something to drink. Speaking of my daughter's drink. Okay. So you want to be interesting. You want to post random thoughts or ideas. Like that picture or that video of that guy dancing. My thought was, man, his feet must be cold, right? So try to be as interesting as possible.
Mom?
But whatever makes you, you.
With a day on here, I can do in my room with a day on here.
No. Take a sip.
But I got another one in my room.
Okay, go to bed. Take a sip and go to bed, please, and thank you. It's way past your bedtime. All right, so here is the golden rule of Facebook, social media, period. No negativity. Absolutely none. Cut it out. I don't care if you are up to here with whatever it may be, your kids are driving you crazy, like being up at 10 o'clock at night and you're trying to do some training. Or whatever it is, cut it out. Call your friend, call your upline, whatever, and complain to them and leave it there. Do not put it on social media. Another is don't put anything controversial. Stay away from politics or any of the controversy that's going on because you don't want to turn anybody off. You don't want to offend anybody, and you do not want to make somebody not be attracted to you. You are marketing yourself. And as you're marketing yourself, you want to do that in such a way that makes you attractive. And let me tell you, negativity and controversy is not attractive. Another thing is you do not want to be appropriate, okay? I don't care how funny that picture video is. If there is anything inappropriate about it, just don't post it. So like growing up in the church, our rule of thumb is if you are questioning about wearing that outfit, you probably shouldn't wear it, right? If it's not modest. It's the same thing with social media. If you question, should I post that? Just don't do it, right? Just don't do it. So just repeat after me. Just don't do it. All right, so product post, make sure you're incorporating it. Don't be spammy. And let me tell you the one thing that really I don't like. And for some people it works. But for me, if I see this same kind of post month after month after month, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to word it. But I've got 5 spots open. Well, you had 5 spots open last month and the month before that. I love how Amanda Pruitt talked about that today. Just don't. You have spots available. You want people. I understand that, but I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I don't do that because people see right through that. They're like, you had 2 spots last week. So either you're not getting any customers, you're not getting any distributors, or you're just full of it, right? Okay. So in your lifestyle post, you want to talk about friendships, fun, and freedom. Okay, so whatever that means for you. Now, anytime that you are with It Works people, try to take a picture. Okay, because we like to have fun together, but a lot of people are looking to have something where they have friendships. All right, it's hard. It's hard as a kid in high school to have friends. It's even harder as an adult to have friends, especially if you are a stay-at-home mom and you are trying to build friendships, but you're at home all the time. It's hard, okay? And especially if you're not connected to church. So a lot of people are looking for a place where they can find friends. And if they see you constantly out and having friends and meeting with friends and doing things with friends, that's very attractive. Another thing is what you are doing. So if you are traveling anywhere, like we go to Knoxville, we go to Nashville, we go to Atlanta, we go to Florida for all these trips. If you're ever on those, take a bunch of pictures, okay? And when you don't have to all use them all that weekend, use them as a stored up. So, you've got kind of a collection of pictures. So throughout the week when you're not going anywhere and you're not doing anything, you can use those pictures. Use crazy pictures. I know some of you guys are starting to wonder, why do we take these like, hey, pictures? It's because we are all about having fun and people want to see you having fun. That is a lifestyle post. And here's my rule of thumb. Cut out the call to action. Okay, what that means is don't say at the end of your post, contact me, comment below. If they want to contact you, they will. Okay, so for me, that makes it spammy, but I'm not knocking people who do that. There's a lot of people who have success in doing that. But for the most part, if somebody wants to get in touch with you and ask you about what you're doing, they're going to tell you, okay? They're going to get in touch with you. They're going to find a way to do that. If you are not able to, say you don't live somewhere where there's a bunch of teams, take a picture of you being silly. And even if it's a selfie, take crazy pictures. Show you having fun. Another thing you can do with your lifestyle post is talk about the freedom that It Works brings. Okay, so a lot of people have the It Works credit cards. Make sure you cover up the number. Or take a picture of cash and your bill at lunch and say, thanks to Rap Cash, I just ate at my favorite restaurant. Leave it there, okay? You want to be simple, you want to be short, you want to dangle the carrot, you want to leave some curiosity, and you do not want to overcomplicate it, okay? So don't get too much in your head about this, but anytime that you can brag about It Works, big or small, okay? Now, when we got our new car and we upgraded our car, that was huge, and it was only possible because of It Works. When Jeree bought her and built her house, she posted about that. And that's fantastic, but that's not everybody's story. So you also want to share those small victories. When I first got started, it was, I paid for daycare this week. I paid for the groceries this week thanks to Rap Cash, or thanks to my commission check, or thanks to the Fast Start bonus I got this week. I'm taking my husband out, or whatever it may be. Do you guys see what I'm saying with lifestyle posts? As far as scheduling goes, I want you guys to think about when you look at Facebook, okay? Now, it's different for everyone because everyone's activity on social media is different. I am now a stay-at-home mom, so my activity is more intense than it was. So think about when people are on Facebook, when they wake up. The majority of people, sadly enough, I do it too, when they wake up, the first thing they do when they open their eyes and are alert enough is they check their Facebook, okay? Because they were waking up to notifications. So when you wake up, when people are on lunch, when they go on breaks, maybe when the kids are asleep and it's nap time, when they get off of work, after the kids go to bed at night, before you go to bed. So think about all the different times of the day that people are checking their social media, that's when you want to post. Okay? So for me, I'm up really late at night. So it's very good for me, or like I can post at 2 o'clock in the morning and somebody's going to see it as the first thing they wake up with, okay? There are a couple apps. There's Hootsuite and Slap Social that you can look at that will actually schedule post for you. With that being said, don't post back to back to back, okay? Like I will try to go and look and see when is the last time I made my post. If it was 9 minutes ago, or if I get an idea and I'm like, oh, that's so good, but I just made a post about what I'm making for supper, I go into my notebook app and I type it out and then I save it for later, and an hour or two from then, I'll go and make that post. You don't want to make posts back to back to back because it's going to stack it so less people see it, and it's just not going to have the effect that you want it to have. So I'm trying to see if I left anything out. All right, so here's the thing. When you use Facebook as a social media outlet to build your business, you want to be diverse. You want to build influence by adding people and by making yourself marketable. You want to be fun. You want to incorporate It Works in a non-advertisement way. And you want to have fun with it. Don't make it a chore. Okay, so we're all about having fun. Does anybody have any questions that I haven't covered yet? Okay, so here's what I'll do. For those of you who are watching or anybody who's in replay, just private message me if you have any other questions. I hope that this helped. I will be uploading it to my YouTube so that anybody can watch it. Thank you, Faith. All right, guys, have a great night, and thank you so much for watching.